According to the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, the tactic has gained popularity because vehicle ramming offers terrorists with limited access to explosives or weapons an opportunity to conduct a homeland attack with minimal prior training or experience. Vehicles have also been used by attackers to breach buildings with locked gates before detonating explosives, as in the St. Quentin-Fallavier attack. Vehicles are as easy to acquire as knives, but unlike knives, which may arouse suspicion if found in one's possession, vehicles are essential for daily life, and the capability of vehicles to cause casualties if used aggressively is underestimated. A vehicle ramming attack, also known as a vehicle as a weapon or VAW-attack, is an assault in which a perpetrator deliberately rams a vehicle into a building, people, or another vehicle. According to Stratfor Global Intelligence analysts, this attack represents a relatively new militant tactic that could prove more difficult to prevent than suicide bombings. Deliberate vehicle ramming into a crowd of people is a tactic used by terrorists, becoming a major terrorist tactic in the 2010s because it requires little skill to perpetrate. Cars and trucks are widely available, and it has the potential to cause significant casualties. Deliberate vehicle ramming has also been carried out in the course of other types of crimes, including road rage incidents. Deliberate vehicle ramming incidents have also sometimes been ascribed to the driver's psychiatric disorder. Vehicular ramming has sometimes been advocated to attack protesters who block public roadways in the United States. 2 police officers were suspended and fired in January and June 2016, respectively, for tweeting such advice about Black Lives Matter rallies, which have sometimes been broken up by cars. North Dakota State Legislator Keith Kempenich tried and failed to pass a law granting civil immunity to drivers who accidentally hit activists after his mother-in-law was stopped by Dakota Access Pipeline protesters. Protective measures against vehicle attacks are known as hostile vehicle mitigation. This involves reducing the risk posed by vehicle as a weapon attacks through a mixture of measures. Visibly, this often includes physical barriers, but also includes other measures such as deterrence, staff training, traffic management, and incident response planning. On the 11th of January 2023, 22-year-old Wen Qingyun used his car as a weapon. Wen Qingyun had no criminal record prior to the attack. After graduating from junior college in 2021, he stayed in school to work for half a year, and then returned to Qixi in Dongguan to run a stationery store with his parents. Wen did not have a fixed salary, and if he needed money, he asked his mother directly. During his first trial, Wen admitted that he presented himself as a rich second generation on social platforms to attract women, but was exposed by a blogger in February 2022. On the day of the incident, Wen's parents scolded him for irresponsibly spending money by purchasing 2 packs of cigarettes. He then went for a drive in his father's BMW X3. The public prosecution agency said that Wen's speed reached 180 km per hour on the highway at one point, and that he also punched his card 4 times on the Huanan Expressway to evade tolls. He also smashed the windshield. According to Wen's confession, when he was driving to the intersection, he suddenly developed an urge to take his emotions out on others, so he directly accelerated and drove into the crowd. The site of the attack, which occurred during evening rush hour, is one of the busiest, densely packed commercial districts in Guangzhou. The intersection at Tin and Tu East Road, where most of the casualties occurred, is known as the busiest intersection in Guangzhou. The crosswalk connects 2 shopping plazas together. At approximately 17:25 on the 11th of January 2023, the driver turned south from Tin Road to Tu East Road, running over several pedestrians who were passing through the intersection. After driving to TU East Road, he struck a pedestrian at the intersection of TN South Road. He then returned to the first attack site and drove into more pedestrians. Driving east to TN Road, he hit 2 delivery drivers and a bicycle rider near the Shipaikiao bus station. He then turned into the intersection at TN East Road and TN South 2nd Road, where he struck more pedestrians. The driver proceeded to ram into a traffic policeman riding on a motorcycle, who survived. The car finally stopped after crashing into a guardrail that separated the motor lane from the bike lane. Wen proceeded to exit the vehicle and throw renminbi banknotes on the ground. He also attempted to flee the scene, but was subdued by witnesses in the area. As he was being arrested, he claimed that his uncle was Wen Qingyun, the Communist Party secretary of Guangzhou and a member of the Politburo of the Chinese Communist Party. 6 people died in the attack, the youngest being a 6-year-old girl, and 29 others were injured. The wounded victims were taken to and treated at local hospitals. At 1936, on the night of the attack, Guangzhou police announced they arrested a suspect, Wen Qingyun, an at the time 22-year-old man from Jiang. 3 days later, he was charged with endangering public safety by dangerous means. On April 18, 2023, Wen Qingyun's trial was held in the Guangzhou Intermediate People's Court. At the trial, Wen's attorney requested a psychiatric evaluation for Wen Qingyun. But Wen's family members claimed that the family had no history of mental illness, and Wen had never gone to the hospital for a mental examination. The court ultimately rejected the request. They then sentenced Wen Qingyun to death and deprivation of political rights for life. Wen Qingyun appeared calm as his sentence was read out without visible emotional reactions, a family member present said, adding that he did not explain or apologize for his actions, only muttering hui hui, or regret in Chinese. Wen Qingyun appealed against the verdict after his trial ended. However, on the 28th of June 2023, Wen Qingyun's appeal was dismissed by the Guangdong High People's Court, which stated that Wen's criminal conduct was extremely cruel with extremely serious consequences, subjective malignancy and great social harm. A family member of one of the victims, who was present at the trial, said Wen Qingyun had a quiet demeanor. He said Wen Qingyun expressed remorse, but did not say what he was remorseful for, nor did he apologize to the victims' families. Wen Qingyun was executed on the 19th of April 2024 by lethal injection. The execution of Wen Qingyun was directed by the Guangzhou Intermediate People's Court following an order issued by the Supreme People's Court, according to a statement released by the Intermediate Court. Representatives of the Guangzhou People's Procuratorate supervised the execution. Before Wen was executed, the court arranged for him to meet with family members and close relatives. Prisoners condemned to death in China were often told their appeals had been rejected only hours before their execution. In China, 55 crimes carry the death penalty, from murder, treason and armed rebellion to bribery and smuggling. 13 other crimes, including VAT fraud, smuggling relics and credit fraud, were only recently removed from the list of capital offenses. Thank you for watching.